Welcome to a brand new episode of Too Far Talk. This is Dom and Jersh.
Hi, I'm Jersh. I interrupt people when they talk. Say something, Dom.
Hey.
Damn. I messed that up.
Now, we're hoping that you have a wonderful week. And so we have some news.
Yeah, we do.
Jump straight into it.
Yep.
Well, sad news first for us, I guess. The podcast, this podcast, the one that you're listening to right now, is going to go to every other week. You want to tell them why?
Yeah, so the reason why, myself and Dom, we've had the pleasure of coming up with what I like to call one of my, well, not mine, but our dumb idea. And I say dumb, but obviously Dom is very biased in thinking that it's a very good idea.
I think it's great.
Unfortunately, I am very hateful towards myself and any idea I have.
Oh.
Yeah, world's smallest violin playing, little tiny fiddler on the little tiny roof. But we're making something. Because I remember originally we were trying to do like some dubs or just some like stupid skits, just some fun, dumb ideas. Like, I'm a big dumb guy. I'm not smart. People try to tell me I am, and I tell them that they're dumb for thinking I'm not dumb.
We're just really good at winging it.
Really, really are. We're the people that survived Titanic just by being in the right place at the right time.
For real.
Yeah, that's it. I just happened to have long hair, and they thought I was a woman because I was so short and small, and they threw me in a lifeboat.
And I'm fat, so these ain't real boobs. Like you said in that video, these ain't real boobs, but they made me look like a woman. So
there you go.
I made it off Titanic
with the beard and everything. Yeah.
Oh no, I shaved.
No, okay.
As soon as we hit the iceberg, I'm like, oh, it's time for me to shave.
It was the early 1900s. Some ladies might have had a little peach fuzz going on there.
I mean, a lot of the passengers were from France.
Well.
Anyways.
Yeah,
big news.
I feel like you should be saying
we
this.
have a mini-series coming out soon, and I think maybe by the time this podcast comes out, we could have a little teaser. But if not, then don't hold us against it. But this how are we breaking this up? Are we breaking it into like a bunch of mini-series, like three or four? Because the one that we're working on right now is called Gotham Heights.
Yeah. And basically the whole idea, the whole core idea of that is I would like to do with Gotham Heights, it was just an idea, and I wanted to break it down into maybe 2 or 3 minute long episodes, maybe 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah. And
we were originally going to do one long video, which would have been cool, but it probably wouldn't have been done till the summer because we're both working. We both have a lot of responsibilities right now. Luckily, we don't have kids. So I think if that was the case, you probably wouldn't even get the first episode till the summer.
And the thing, too, is that you said responsibilities. Like, we're working on so much.
School,
gym.
Gym.
Like, I have to dedicate at least 2 hours a day to the gym.
Yeah, man. And just thinking about all the stuff we have to do and then thinking about working on this, it bums me out because I love working on it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun.
It's real, but it's time consuming.
It is. It is. I hope whoever watches the first episode, I hope what they get out of it is, you know what, take $20 or $40, invest in some cheap products, and maybe get like a borderline, like the bare minimum digital editing.
Yeah.
And I could do something like this, and I want people to do stuff like that. I miss YouTube being a place for people that don't really have any experience in this, wanting to learn a hobby. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, it feels like most successful YouTubers are just these people that have invested thousands and thousands of dollars. They're basically becoming like film production companies.
Yeah, and they follow the formula pretty much.
Yeah,
like there's a certain formula you can follow on YouTube. And you may not be like YouTube famous or internet famous,
right?
But you can get your views up enough to be monetized.
Yeah, and
excuse me.
I feel like that chase for the monetization kind of takes a lot of the fun out of doing this because the whole point of YouTube is to do fun stuff. Yeah. The reason why I make my stuff are just usually shorts. And they're off my phone, my shit phone.
Yeah, and it's basic.
It's very basic, and the whole reason for that is I want people to get inspired to have their dumb ideas and post them, and it not look perfect and not look like movie magic material. Dude, just have fun with what you're doing, and that's going forward with Gotham Heights. That's what I want. I want something silly, funny, kind of corny and cringy. and just a weird perspective. So do you want to explain what the premise of Gotham Heights is?
So yeah, Gotham Heights. It's pretty much it's set in in Gotham, DC universe.
Yep. The name's a dead giveaway.
And it's not about Batman. It's not about Joker. It's not about Bane. It's not about any of them. They may be mentioned, but they're not the sole core, the heart of the story.
Right.
The heart of the story is normal, everyday people. So in this one, we have a tenant named Steve and a landlord named Francis, and they're pretty much just walking through an apartment, and Francis is trying to sell Steve on the idea of getting this really nice apartment.
Yep.
And it's extremely cheap. Why? Well, if you know Gotham, you know why rent will be cheap.
Yeah. I feel like
that's probably about the best way to do it without
spoilers. It really is. Because I feel like Gotham, in a way, it's kind of like Detroit almost. Like, I know people like to compare it to like New York City or like a mix between New York and Chicago.
I didn't think about Detroit.
Yeah, because you can go into Detroit right now and buy like a warehouse for like almost nothing. I mean, it's really sad.
And there's a possibility that we'll be robbed.
Yeah. So I liked the idea of just like, what would the average person who's trying to work in Gotham, where would they be living at? Where would they be staying at? What would that be like? What would the conversation be like? And I like the idea of not focusing on the main cast of like, Batman's villains and Batman and Robin and like, I get it, they're there, and we're gonna do stupid ways of like introducing maybe some, but like it's very
not on them.
No, it's not focused on them.
Like we'll mention Joker and Bane maybe, but it's not going to be like, this isn't about Joker.
I care more about the goons.
It's more about this time, that connection, to let you know that this is the same universe. So when we mention Joker, you're like, okay, this is DC. This is the same Gotham. So yeah. And another thing too is that we're not going to focus heavily just on Gotham. Yeah. After we finish this miniseries, we have ideas about some Marvel things. Hulk. Had an idea about Spider-Man, and again, it won't be just about Hulk. It won't be just about Spider-Man. So
I was thinking Star Wars. I had some ideas. Yep, my guy. I was thinking some Star Wars kind of things.
So do you want to know where my inspiration for this came from?
I mean, I know, but I'm sure the listeners might want to know.
I mean,
well, no. Screw it. I have dementia now. Yes. What is it?
I was watching Undercover Boss.
You were watching Undercover Boss?
The SNL skit. Have you seen it? With has Adam Driver and Kylo Ren.
Yes.
And he's the janitor on the, what's that called? It's not. I almost said Death Star.
It's not the Death Star.
It's the Death Star times 200.
Star Killer Base.
Star Killer Base.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say Planet Killer Base,
but he's like a maintenance man on there. And I just got thinking about like, what about other normal people that was on Star Killer or on Death Star?
What about the guy getting the blue milk delivered to,
or the
Uncle Owen,
or the guy,
Lars or whatever,
or the guy that's working the cash register in the chow hall, who's just like, $1 for that meal.
One Republic or one Empire credit, please.
And like the conversations that they have, like every normal day life, and like with this, like I got to thinking about Gotham, and I was like, man, Gotham would be cheap to live in. The violence there is so high.
Yeah.
And everybody's being poisoned all the time. Everybody's getting turned into something.
Lit on fire.
And just the fact that we have a great storytelling aspect in this too, because Steve, the tenant, is new to town, and he's amazed by this great apartment.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a doctor, or he's going to be like a psychologist.
Yeah.
At Arkham.
Yeah. He's a graduate student in psychology. He's going to be attending. He's
bright-eyed.
Yeah, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. He wants to help people.
Yeah.
I like that kind of dynamic of just somebody that is very hopeful and very positive. In probably you're basically throwing yourself into Saigon prior to the North Vietnamese army taking over. It's just a week before people were getting flown off the rooftops and in helicopters hanging on for dear life. That was Steve. Steve came in and was like, I'm going to change things. So that was what we're going for. And
do you think that if these ever get big, that we might get in trouble for fanficking their universe?
I mean, dude, I don't know if you've ever been on like Wattpad or whatever, like or fanfiction.net or any of those. I don't even know if that site still exists, but what we're doing is probably the least of their worry. It's a parody.
Okay.
At the end of the day,
and we're not like dragging their name in the mud either.
No.
We're just doing side stories.
Really, yeah. I mean, it's nothing that they've had any interest in. I've never seen anyone do this.
Yeah.
Like, or when I say anyone, I'm sure someone else has made something similar.
No one big.
From DC. No one from
WB
DC. Yeah, they haven't really touched on this. I think the closest thing I've ever saw that was kind of like that was the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, because it kind of touched on like basic kind of people, but even then it was just. There was obviously no humor behind it.
Yeah.
It was just this dark, gritty edgelordism.
Man, I'm trying to think. Like, is there? I don't think there is. What if for Marvel maybe, but not really.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. And I think it's worth the sacrifice of cutting the podcast in half. I don't get my most views on podcasts anyways, but another cool thing is I brought my shorts back.
Yes, thank you for doing that too, dude. I've been lacking on some funny memes, and it's been killing me on the inside, dude. I needed your stuff.
Man, it did take me a minute to figure out how to screen record again. I don't know. My OBS studio needed to be updated.
Oh, God.
Because the websites don't like people screen recording.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought that?
Who'd have thought that?
But no, I think about like making sure that we don't step on anyone's toes like WB or get hit with a copyright claim or anything. But at the same time, I mean, we're just paying homage. Like we love those.
Oh yeah,
those universes.
I feel like what a lot of people have to realize too is if you ever make fun of something that you like, that is in a way of showing just how much you like something. I like something so much, I'm willing to talk crap on like Star Wars and this and that because I like it and I want them to do better. And I know that they could, but they don't want to sometimes. Sometimes they just want to be like, well, Han Solo's story. Let's really talk about Han. And I watch it and I'm like, is Lando gonna screw that robot? Like, what's going on with that?
I hope so.
I don't.
Hey, I watched an interview with O'Shea Jackson Jr. that plays, Ice Cube's son.
Yeah.
He almost got Lando role.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like Donald Glover. He has that.
He has that kind of personality.
Yeah,
the Lando personality. What I would imagine a young Lando. I mean, they did good on. I feel like they did good on casting Donald Glover. Like, all right, man.
Yeah, O'Shea also said in an interview that, one door closes, another one opens. And he got that spot in Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the cool thing about his character is that it's not an existing character. So nobody could judge him. Everybody loved him because he didn't have a history already.
Yeah, exactly. This was all new lore that we get to speculate on and, like, build up the hype, which I do love, too. And that's what I like about this. It's like, we don't know these characters. Yeah. We're just making these characters up and writing them and seeing if it sticks. And honestly, I told you this yesterday, but already dating the video. I told Tom, you know what, dude, I'd be happy if this thing got like 100 views and at least one comment saying like, guys, like all jokes aside, I do like how you guys set this up, because what we're doing is a lot of like cutout construction paper and stuff like that, and drawing and painting, South Park style, basically like pilot South Park style, with some digital assets thrown in to just kind of save time, because otherwise I would be cutting out and drawing
right now
so much. I mean, I was just sprawled out on the floor cutting little individual windows and gluing them one at a time.
I love looking at the original photo. Like the first day you get the cutouts. Glued on to the back piece.
Yeah.
And it's just ugly. It's not really ugly. It's just basic. It's just cut out paper.
It's very bare.
And then I took it and like made it. I turned it to a cartoon. You can't even tell that it's construction paper.
So what we want to do with this, just to give you guys an idea, it is going to be a lot of cutout stuff. I am going to be doing like drawings on just a piece of paper, cutting them out, putting them on the back of like a popsicle stick, and basically having like a still moving image, essentially, just using that, kind of filming in real time.
Yeah, I don't really have the vision that you have on the characters, so I'm excited to see what you do.
I mean, it's not going to be anything crazy. This isn't going to be like amazing because we have to do like different reactions and stuff like that. So even like one scene might have like 10 different or 12 different drawings for them reacting or doing certain things or actions. But if you guys want to see kind of like a comparison, you could look at a YouTuber goes by the name of Noodle. He's been doing kind of something like that. He obviously puts a lot more work into it. He utilizes like 3D animation. He's an actual animator. I am not an animator. I'm just a guy. I like drawing and doodling, and I did that ever since I was a kid and in the military, and it just kind of stuck with me. Luckily, I didn't really lose that. And
the cool thing about me is that I always just love putting videos together. Remember back in the day, it was a lot easier to download songs and videos.
Yeah.
I used to make all kinds of videos with like me and my cousins and my brother playing sports. We're doing MMA. I had this one video with like Indestructible by Disturbed.
Oh god.
And it's like a whole compilation of MMA stuff.
Oh god, of course it would be.
Yeah.
Of course it would be MMA stuff.
And it was fun.
I'm sure.
I'm glad I'm able to take that. But the thing is that things have advanced so much since then to where it's hard. So and kind of too, like you've always drawn and been artsy craftsy, but I don't think you've like actually like
I've never applied it
or like put it on display.
Because here's the thing, just something personal about me. Like growing up, I always wanted to be an animator. I wanted to draw cartoons I wanted to draw and then animate. Mm-hmm. But I got discouraged when I was a young kid because I found out that I was partially colorblind, and anyone that does animation knows that you can do black and white. It's just you really don't convey the kind of emotion sometimes. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. That discouraged me. And then, I joined the military and I just didn't have any time. I did that for 8 years, and then you just kind of lose track of just life, I wanted to be a voice actor. I liked doing voices. I liked making people laugh. I liked entertaining people. Like even if people didn't get anything out of what I was doing, the fact that they were entertained, that meant a lot to me. Like I've had people telling me like, oh, you should do like comedy, a comedian. I'm like, no, I'm not that funny. Like that's not me. I just like entertaining people though.
Yeah.
Like
it's easy to be funny in passing, but whenever you're forced to be funny and you're forced to make people laugh, I feel like that's different.
It would be completely different.
Yeah, because I can say something funny, just a comment, and everyone won't laugh. But I can say that comment in front of like 10 people, and they just be like, what the hell?
Yeah, the context is all off. There's just the vibe's not there. And yeah. So that's why I like doing this now. I've turned this into more of a hobby for me. And obviously, I appreciate anyone that looks at my stuff or even likes my stuff. And you don't have to like it or subscribe to it or anything like that or comment. But if you got something out of it, man, awesome. Like, just keep that. Like, if I made your day a little bit better for like 30 seconds, good. And that's what I want out of this video that we're doing, this series that we're doing. I just want to make someone be like, you know what, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's pretty much about the same story for me. I was very discouraged. 5th grade, I had a art teacher. 6th grade, sorry, I was in middle school. I had an art teacher, and I was in art. We had to draw this picture of a lighthouse and an ocean it's some type. He had to have a lighthouse in the picture.
Okay.
So I drew this cliff with a lighthouse with a light going out, and it's nighttime. I got this storm going on in the ocean. And for a 6th grader, it's not half bad. And everybody in the classroom was like, oh my God, Dom, that looks so good. Oh my God. Nice. And I got the big head. I went up to the teacher and said, I'm finished. She looked at it and told me it was ugly. And that I need to go back and work on this. And I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like she used the word ugly.
Ugly.
And I was just like,
6th grade
what? And I didn't really want to do it anymore. But then too, like, I didn't completely give up. Like I kind of had that mental block of like, okay, fuck this then. But I still wanted to do things, but we were broke. We didn't have a computer.
Yeah.
I used my aunt's computer to make things, like that video I was talking about.
6th grade too. This would have been like right when the recession was happening, or almost when the recession's happening.
Yeah,
so
somewhere around
if you were poor already, you're now poorer.
Extra poor.
Extra poor. Poor plus.
So yeah, we didn't have a computer for a while, and I lost track of technology. But I always wanted to like be an actor or be a voice actor, especially like cartoons, because I can make really good voice. I can't impersonate anybody for shit.
No, but when it comes to making your own character,
yeah, I'm really good at that.
I do like.
I can do some like Patrick, Star, Boo a little bit.
A little bit of Boo.
I can do a little bit of a few things.
Yeah,
and it's just like phrases, like noises, like Mickey Mouse. Woo-hoo. That's not Mickey Mouse. Anyways, so I just never had the confidence, and also my family is broke, and betting on myself.
We can't reiterate how broke his family is.
Betting on myself with a family that's going, you need to get a job, instead of like moving out to California or whatever, and because I wanted to live that, fake it till I make it, or sleep in my car until I get a job. Yeah. Like I wanted to do that.
I wanted to live on Skid Row.
but my family was always shooting me down for everything. That's why I never, tried to be a professional wrestler. That's why I never tried to do MMA. Yeah. Even though I had Rockstar or anything, I want to do so much. And that's the cool thing about YouTube is that you're able to like at least do something. Yeah. You can do something in some aspect, and maybe sometimes you can become bigger than what Hollywood can make you. Yeah. Like Mr. Beast. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Beast has put so much more. Like I've watched interviews with him, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do that. Like he's putting in like 15. Like when he first started, 15-hour days, just like researching, watching videos, and like taking notes of like what these. Him and his friends have like a set of videos they would watch, take notes on. Mm-hmm. So and they would like, what do all these videos have in common with each other? Right. And that's how he's figured out the formula. Now everybody's trying to follow the Mr. Beast formula.
But now the formula
has been taken over.
It has. So, and again, that's where, small creators, you guys keep making stuff. Yeah. All right. If you got 20 subs, 50 subs, keep making stuff, man. Like you're going to put out something statistically. If you want to feel better, statistically, you will put out something that will get some traction. Mm-hmm. And you will get more people subbing to you, and you will get that feeling of satisfaction knowing that, it's reaching somebody. Mm-hmm. I'd rather have 50 subs that really appreciate what I'm making as opposed to 50,000 subs that are just in it for the meat.
Yep. And Mr. Beast also invites people to subscribe, saying, you have a chance to win a certain amount of money if you subscribe.
Yeah, that does help.
and he does things like,
I'll give you a Taco Bell gift card.
On TikTok or YouTube, he'll walk around Walmart and be like, hey, if you're following Mr. Beast, I'll give you $1,000 for every social media account that you follow him on. So if you follow him on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that, that's $5,000-$6,000 right there in your pocket in Walmart.
Yeah, but the one negative to that is because of that, we now have the bot accounts that constantly say that you've won $5,000. Yeah. Like if you click this link.
See, that's the thing too. Like he'll do it in person. Like okay. I didn't know if you call that.
No. I catch that, but I'm just saying like there's a negative to it. But
yeah, there's always a negative.
There always is. There's always going to be somebody out there trying to get one in on somebody that's just like a fan. Yeah, that's just how it is. I'm looking forward to when one of my shorts gets reposted on TikTok, on someone's TikTok, and goes viral, and then that person just rakes in all of that from there. Yep. That I'm actually looking forward to it, just because it's like I'm happy to know I got to do something like that. That's. I mean, it sucks. Like people are going to be like, "Well, you didn't get any traction for that or any recognition." Like, yeah, that sucks, but it's kind of nice knowing I got to touch people.
You'd be surprised on TikTok. People get pissed if they don't tag the original creator. Like if someone's like stitching a video and they don't tag the first person, people's like, "Hey, you could at least tag them."
Well, that's good. See, I don't do. The only thing I do is YouTube. So yeah. Eventually, I'm sure maybe one day someone will make a Twitter account saying it's me, and I'll have to post. X? Yeah, I'm sorry, X. Yeah, dating the video further.
And I'm excited about this because I truly believe that originality will shine through in the end. Like, there's oversaturation that we have going on YouTube. Yeah. Like, eventually people is going to want to watch some original shit. That's how I get. Like, I go on 2-3 years watching the big things, watching the trending things, and then I might go 2 or 3 years watching small channels. It's wild until I watch them grow.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope that you will enjoy Gotham Heights and everything else that we have coming out. I'm also working on a solo podcast where I'm just going to be talking about wrestling and my own thoughts on things. Because I don't really have a lot of friends that like to talk about some certain things that I talk about. Like Jerish and I, we talk about, a lot of fandom stuff, but like there's also other fandoms that he's not a part of.
Just not.
And that's just the way life is sometimes.
That's just it. Yeah. Sometimes your friends just not gelling with you on certain stuff.
But the people I talk to the most on about wrestling and certain Marvel things and certain Star Wars things are people online in the comments section. I be having whole conversations on Instagram comments.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to generate that on YouTube. Maybe we can have conversations on here, go live, and we can all talk. But we'll get there. Time management. And my buddies and I also up in Tennessee, we're talking about doing a podcast too.
Nice.
So
could be fun, man.
Could be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, focus on that. Focus on that.
It's gonna be fun.
I feel like if you focus on the fun, hopefully the success follows. But regardless, as long as you had a good time, I'm really happy with that.
Well, within the next 2 weeks, we'll have a teaser trailer.
Yep.
And within the next 2 weeks, this podcast will change as well. Get some video up in here.
Yep.
And that's the thing about cutting it down half. I can focus more on quality instead of quantity. These podcasts can be produced better. That way, it's not so boring. Just hearing voices.
You're already hearing voices in your head. Like, why do we need to add to the cacophony going on in there?
Well, guys, have a good weekend. Have a good week.
Yeah.
We hope that you have a very cheesy breezy. And
I'm staying sleazy easy over here, my guy.
That's what you gotta do. Use the lube.
Yep.
Anyways, y'all. Peace.
Laters.